There comes a moment in life when a woman begins to feel different from who she used to be. The world no longer satisfies her in the same way, conversations feel shallow, and her inner voice grows louder than external noise. This is not confusion, it is transformation. A spiritual awakening is not always peaceful or beautiful at first. Often, it feels like losing yourself before discovering your true identity. A chosen woman begins to see beyond appearances, beyond social expectations, and beyond the illusions she once accepted as truth. During this sacred transition, energy becomes sensitive, emotions become intense, and decisions carry deeper consequences. What once felt normal may suddenly feel heavy or misaligned. This period requires protection of mind, body, and spirit. Many women unknowingly delay their growth by holding on to habits that drain their spiritual energy. Awakening is not just about what you start doing, it is equally about what you must stop doing. Here are 9 things a chosen woman should never do during a spiritual awakening. Never ignore your inner voice. A chosen woman's intuition becomes sharper during awakening, often in ways that feel mysterious yet deeply familiar. What once appeared as simple feelings or subtle impressions begins to reveal itself as a powerful internal guidance system. She starts sensing truth without needing visible proof or logical confirmation. Situations, people, and decisions carry an emotional signal that speaks quietly beneath surface appearances. Ignoring this inner guidance creates inner conflict because her spirit recognizes alignment long before her mind fully understands it. The exhaustion she feels when she betrays her intuition is not random, it is the emotional consequence of living against her authentic knowing. During awakening, intuition evolves beyond instinct. It becomes wisdom shaped by accumulated experiences, subconscious learning, and spiritual awareness. Every past disappointment, every lesson learned in silence, and every emotional wound contributes to this heightened perception. When intuition whispers, it is not fear speaking, it is awareness communicating through feeling rather than logic. Fear feels chaotic and urgent, but intuition feels calm, steady, and persistent. A chosen woman learns to recognize this difference through reflection and self-observation. Many times, she may silence her inner voice to maintain peace with others or to meet expectations placed upon her by family, friends, or society. She may convince herself that she is overthinking or being too sensitive. Yet each time she ignores that quiet knowing, she moves further away from alignment with her true self. This disconnection often manifests as anxiety, confusion, or emotional heaviness because her actions no longer match her inner truth. Trusting herself becomes the foundation of her spiritual strength. It requires courage because intuition often leads her away from familiarity and toward growth. Choosing self-trust means accepting uncertainty while honoring inner clarity. Over time, she learns that intuition rarely shouts. It guides gently, waiting patiently for acknowledgement. As she strengthens this relationship with her inner voice, decision-making becomes less about pleasing others and more about maintaining inner peace. She stops searching endlessly for external reassurance because she realizes the most reliable guidance has always existed within her. Listening to intuition does not make life easier, but it makes it more authentic. And authenticity, during awakening, becomes the pathway through which confidence, emotional stability, and spiritual alignment naturally emerge. 2. Never chase validation from others. Awakening often separates a woman from environments where approval once held great importance. In earlier stages of life, validation can feel like emotional oxygen, reassurance that she belongs, that she is accepted, and that she is moving in the right direction. Praise, agreement, and recognition may have shaped her identity more than she realized. However, spiritual awakening gradually exposes how fragile external validation truly is. It fluctuates depending on opinions, expectations, and social comfort rather than truth. Seeking validation keeps her trapped in external expectations because it forces her to adjust herself according to what others find acceptable. Instead of asking, "Is this true to me?" she begins asking, "Will this be approved?" Awakening disrupts this pattern. She starts noticing how exhausting it feels to perform versions of herself designed for acceptance. The realization emerges slowly but powerfully. Approval gained by abandoning authenticity always creates inner emptiness. A chosen woman learns that not everyone will understand her transformation, and they are not meant to. Growth changes perspectives, priorities, and emotional boundaries. Conversations that once felt engaging may now feel shallow. Environments that once felt comfortable may begin to feel restrictive. Others may interpret her change as distance, arrogance, or withdrawal, when in reality she is simply evolving beyond old identities. This stage can feel lonely because validation previously provided emotional security. Without it, she must build self-approval from within. She begins learning to affirm her own decisions, trust her own progress, and recognize her own worth without applause. This process strengthens emotional independence and reduces the fear of judgment. Growth sometimes looks like loneliness because evolution requires independence from constant approval. Solitude becomes a testing ground where she learns to stand confidently without reassurance. She realizes that validation from others is temporary, but self-respect is lasting. Over time, she stops shrinking her thoughts or hiding her growth to remain comfortable for others. She understands that those aligned with her authentic self will naturally remain, while others may drift away. This is not rejection but redirection. Awakening teaches her that belonging begins within, and once she validates herself, relationships become healthier because they are built on authenticity rather than approval-seeking. 3. Don't have sex casually during awakening. During spiritual awakening, emotional and energetic sensitivity increases in profound ways. Experiences begin to affect her more deeply, and connections carry emotional weight that may not have been noticeable before. Physical intimacy is no longer experienced as purely physical. It becomes intertwined with emotional presence, psychological vulnerability, and spiritual openness. A chosen woman starts recognizing that closeness with another person creates lasting emotional impressions that extend beyond the moment itself. Casual intimacy during this period can create confusion because awakening heightens awareness. She may absorb emotional patterns, unresolved struggles, or attachments that disrupt her inner clarity. What once felt simple may now leave lingering emotional heaviness or distraction. This is not about judgment or restriction, but about understanding personal sensitivity during transformation. Awakening is a time of rediscovering identity. Emotional boundaries are being rebuilt, self-worth is being redefined, and past wounds are often resurfacing for healing. Entering misaligned intimacy during this vulnerable stage can blur emotional understanding, making it harder to distinguish genuine connection from temporary comfort. Attachment may form where compatibility does not exist, creating internal conflict. This period is meant for self-connection, learning personal needs, emotional patterns, and deeper values. By protecting her energy, she creates space to understand herself without external influence shaping her healing process. Choosing intentional connection over casual experience strengthens emotional stability and self-respect. Protecting one's energy allows deeper self-understanding and emotional balance to develop naturally. She begins to recognize intimacy as meaningful exchange rather than distraction from loneliness or uncertainty. This shift transforms how she views relationships overall. Instead of seeking connection to fill emptiness, she seeks connection that reflects wholeness. As awakening progresses, she becomes more selective, not out of fear, but out of awareness. She understands that emotional peace is valuable, and that not every connection deserves access to her vulnerability. This understanding empowers her to form relationships rooted in respect, alignment, and emotional safety, rather than impulse or external pressure. 4. Never abandon solitude. Many people fear being alone because silence removes distraction and reveals thoughts they would rather avoid. Yet during awakening, solitude becomes sacred rather than uncomfortable. It transforms into a space where healing begins naturally. Without constant noise, opinions, or social expectations, a chosen woman finally hears herself clearly. Thoughts slow down, emotions surface, and hidden truths gently rise into awareness. Solitude allows healing thoughts to surface because the mind is no longer overwhelmed by external stimulation. Daily distractions often suppress reflection, keeping deeper questions buried. When she embraces quiet moments, she begins processing experiences that were previously ignored. Memories gain new meaning, emotional patterns become visible, and understanding replaces confusion. Constant distraction prevents self-discovery. Endless entertainment, social validation, or busyness can delay growth by keeping attention focused outward. Awakening invites her inward instead. Sitting alone without escape may initially feel uncomfortable because she encounters parts of herself she has never fully acknowledged. However, this discomfort is temporary. It signals transformation rather than isolation. In solitude, she meets her authentic self, the version untouched by societal conditioning. She begins separating who she truly is from who she was taught to be. Personal values become clearer, desires become more honest, and emotional independence strengthens. She learns that being alone does not mean being abandoned, it means being present with herself. Over time, solitude becomes restorative rather than lonely. Creativity increases, emotional clarity improves, and decision-making becomes grounded in self-awareness. She learns to enjoy her own presence, reducing dependence on external stimulation for happiness. This sacred alone time builds resilience. When she returns to social environments, she does so from completeness rather than neediness. Relationships improve because she no longer seeks others to escape herself. Instead, she connects from authenticity and emotional stability. Solitude during awakening is not withdrawal from life. It is preparation for living more consciously. It is the quiet workshop where identity is rebuilt, healing is integrated, and inner peace begins to take root. 5. Never shrink yourself to stay accepted. As awareness grows, some relationships may begin to feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable. Conversations change, priorities shift, and emotional depth increases. A chosen woman may notice that environments once comfortable now feel restrictive. This realization often creates a strong temptation to shrink back into old behaviors to maintain harmony and acceptance. She may consider hiding her growth, silencing her opinions, or minimizing her awareness to avoid conflict or rejection. However, awakening demands authenticity. Pretending to be smaller, quieter, or less aware just to maintain connections creates internal tension. Each time she suppresses her true thoughts or emotions, she sends herself the message that acceptance is more important than truth. Over time, this leads to emotional exhaustion, because maintaining a false version of oneself requires constant effort. Growth naturally disrupts familiar dynamics. People who were comfortable with her previous identity may struggle to understand her evolution. Some may resist change because it challenges their expectations or highlights their own stagnation. This reaction can create guilt, making her feel responsible for others' discomfort. Yet awakening teaches an important lesson: growth is not betrayal. Authenticity strengthens spiritual progress because it aligns actions with inner truth. When she expresses herself honestly, she builds self-respect and emotional integrity. Even when acceptance decreases temporarily, inner peace increases because she is no longer divided within herself. The right people will adjust to her evolution. The wrong ones will fall away naturally. This process may feel painful, but it creates space for relationships built on genuine understanding. Connections formed through authenticity are deeper and more supportive because they do not require performance. Choosing not to shrink herself is an act of courage. It means trusting that her growth serves a purpose beyond temporary comfort. She learns that belonging should never require self-erasure. Instead, true belonging allows expansion, honesty, and personal evolution. Awakening ultimately teaches her that acceptance gained through authenticity attracts alignment, while acceptance gained through self-suppression creates disconnection. By standing fully in who she is becoming, she honors both her journey and her worth. Never hold onto toxic attachments. Spiritual awakening acts like a light, entering previously hidden areas of life. Patterns that once seemed normal begin to feel heavy, uncomfortable, or emotionally draining. A chosen woman starts recognizing relationships, environments, and habits that quietly consume her energy. What she once tolerated out of loyalty, fear, or familiarity now feels misaligned with her growing awareness. Awakening does not create toxicity. It reveals what was always there, but unnoticed. Toxic attachments often form slowly. They may appear as friendships built on dependency, relationships sustained by emotional imbalance, or environments that require constant self-sacrifice. During awakening, emotional sensitivity increases, making it harder to ignore how certain connections affect her mental and emotional state. Conversations may leave her feeling exhausted rather than uplifted. She may notice anxiety before interacting with certain people, or a sense of relief when distance is created. These emotional signals become important indicators guiding her toward healthier boundaries. A chosen woman must release what harms her peace, even when letting go feels painful. Attachment is powerful because it carries memories, shared history, and emotional investment. She may fear hurting others or being misunderstood. However, awakening teaches that preserving inner peace is not selfish, it is necessary for growth. Remaining attached to what drains her energy delays transformation because her attention remains tied to survival rather than healing. Letting go is not cruelty, it is self-respect. It is an acknowledgement that growth sometimes requires separation from what once felt familiar. Releasing toxic attachments does not mean rejecting people as human beings. It means refusing to participate in dynamics that harm emotional well-being. Compassion can exist alongside distance. As she practices detachment, clarity increases. Emotional space allows her to rediscover calmness and stability. She begins forming connections based on mutual respect rather than obligation or guilt. This shift strengthens self-worth because she learns that love should feel supportive, not depleting. Every attachment that drains energy clouds inner clarity and slows spiritual progress. By choosing peace over unhealthy attachment, she creates room for healthier relationships and deeper self-understanding. Awakening becomes less about loss and more about refinement, keeping what nurtures growth while releasing what prevents it. 7. Never rush the process. Modern culture celebrates speed, fast success, instant results, and immediate transformation. Yet spiritual awakening follows an entirely different rhythm. It unfolds gradually, often in ways invisible to others, and sometimes even unclear to the person experiencing it. A chosen woman may initially feel impatient, wanting clarity, peace, or purpose to arrive quickly. However, awakening is not a destination reached through force. It is a process that matures through time and experience. Growth occurs in seasons. There are periods of confusion where old beliefs dissolve but new understanding has not yet formed. There are moments of emotional healing where past wounds resurface unexpectedly. There are phases of silence where progress feels invisible, followed by sudden insight and renewal. Each stage serves a purpose, even when it feels uncomfortable or slow. Trying to force enlightenment creates frustration because inner transformation cannot be rushed by willpower alone. Emotional patterns require time to be understood and released. Healing requires patience because the mind and heart must learn safety before letting go of past defenses. When she rushes the process, she may judge herself harshly for not being healed enough or awakened enough, creating unnecessary pressure. A chosen woman learns patience by observing nature itself. Just as seeds grow underground long before becoming visible, personal growth often occurs beneath awareness. Silence and stillness are not signs of stagnation, they are preparation. Lessons integrate slowly, reshaping perception and emotional response over time. Accepting the pace of awakening brings relief. She stops comparing her journey to others and begins honoring her unique timing. Progress becomes measured not by dramatic change, but by subtle shifts. Calmer reactions, clearer boundaries, deeper self-understanding. Patience transforms awakening from a struggle into a relationship with growth. She learns to trust that every stage, including uncertainty, contributes to transformation. Instead of chasing completion, she learns to live within the process itself. Over time, she realizes that awakening was never about arriving somewhere new. It was about remembering who she has always been beneath conditioning. And remembrance cannot be hurried. It unfolds naturally when given time, compassion, and trust. Never neglect self-care and emotional healing. Awakening often brings buried emotions to the surface, sometimes unexpectedly. Memories, unresolved pain, or long-suppressed feelings may reappear with surprising intensity. This can feel overwhelming at first, but these emotions do not emerge to punish her. They arise to be acknowledged and healed. A chosen woman begins understanding that healing is an essential part of transformation, not a distraction from it. Ignoring emotional healing leads to repeating cycles. Unresolved wounds influence decisions, relationships, and self-perception in subtle ways. Without conscious care, old patterns quietly recreate familiar struggles. Awakening interrupts these cycles by inviting awareness. Emotional discomfort becomes a signal pointing toward areas needing compassion and attention. Self-care during awakening goes far beyond physical relaxation. It includes emotional honesty, rest, reflection, and intentional practices that restore balance. Journaling helps organize thoughts that feel overwhelming. Prayer or meditation creates moments of grounding and connection. Mindful breathing calms the nervous system, allowing emotions to pass without control or suppression. These practices stabilize the inner world during periods of change. A chosen woman learns that healing is not weakness, it is preparation for higher purpose. Just as physical wounds require care to prevent further injury, emotional wounds require attention to prevent repeated harm. Giving herself permission to rest challenges societal expectations that value constant productivity over well-being. Self-care also teaches self-compassion. Instead of criticizing herself for emotional sensitivity, she begins treating herself with patience and understanding. She learns to listen to her emotional needs rather than dismiss them. Over time, emotional resilience grows naturally, because she is no longer fighting herself. Neglecting healing creates imbalance, but nurturing emotional health restores clarity and strength. She becomes more present, more patient, and more grounded in her responses. Relationships improve because she no longer projects unresolved pain onto others. Through consistent care, she builds a stable inner foundation. Awakening becomes less chaotic and more meaningful because healing allows wisdom to integrate fully. Emotional balance supports spiritual growth, enabling her to move forward with greater confidence, peace, and emotional maturity. 9. Never forget your worth. Perhaps the greatest danger during awakening is self-doubt. Transformation dismantles familiar identities, leaving uncertainty in its place. A chosen woman may feel as though she no longer recognizes herself. Old roles, beliefs, and expectations fade, but new clarity is not yet fully formed. This in-between stage can create vulnerability, causing her to question her path, her value, or whether she is moving in the right direction. Awakening often removes external validation and familiar comforts simultaneously. Without these anchors, she may interpret discomfort as failure rather than growth. Doubt whispers that she is lost when in reality she is evolving. This period tests her ability to believe in herself without visible proof of progress. Remembering her worth becomes essential because self-worth acts as emotional protection. When she forgets her value, she becomes vulnerable to returning to environments that no longer honor her spirit. She may consider accepting less than she deserves simply to escape uncertainty. Awakening challenges her to resist this impulse and remain aligned with her growth. Her worth is not defined by productivity, approval, or comparison. It exists inherently independent of external recognition. Awakening helps her rediscover this truth by stripping away identities built on validation. She learns that value comes from authenticity, resilience, and self-awareness rather than perfection. During moments of doubt, reflection becomes powerful. Looking back at personal growth reminds her how far she has come. Challenges faced, lessons learned, and strength developed all serve as evidence of transformation. Each obstacle survived reinforces her inner foundation. Remembering her worth protects her boundaries and guides her decisions. She begins choosing environments that support growth rather than diminish confidence. Relationships become reflections of self-respect rather than attempts to earn acceptance. Ultimately, awakening is evidence of growth, not failure. The discomfort she feels signals expansion beyond old limitations. By honoring her worth, she prevents regression into past patterns and continues moving toward authenticity. When she fully embraces her value, she realizes awakening was never about becoming someone new. It was about recognizing the strength, wisdom, and dignity that always existed within her. A spiritual awakening is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming real. It asks a chosen woman to protect her peace, honor her intuition, and walk away from what no longer aligns with her higher self. The journey may feel lonely at times, but it is guiding her toward clarity, strength, and deep inner freedom. If this message has reached you at the exact moment you needed it, take it as confirmation that your transformation is unfolding exactly as it should. This is the Woman of Light. If this message resonated with your spirit, remember to subscribe for more uplifting guidance and share this message with someone who may need it today. Also, if you feel this message found you at the perfect divine timing, type 11 in the comments section as a sign of gratitude and to invite blessings, alignment, and positive energy into your journey. Thank you for watching.